Doing? My name is Rob Kakish, president of FFL Frontline Organization. We are going with the in-home. Hold on, I'm getting, hey, you doing the in-home clinic on now. Sorry, that's Stephen E messaging me. Guys, welcome once again every Thursday, 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are here to continue to train. So none of our agents are ever at the point where, you know, they aren't trained, because the best trained team always wins. And that's the truth, guys. Okay, so once again, my name is Rob Kakish, president of the FFL Frontline Organization, and we are going to be going over the in-home clinic. I'll also be touching on some telesales, and then we'll open this up for some Q&A as well. So anything you guys have been dealing with, anything that's foggy in your mind, anything of that nature, feel free to ask those questions at the end of this. Okay, so first I want to touch up on, guys, actually, can everybody put a 1 in the chat if you guys are new, if you guys just got licensed? Okay, cool. Great. So the psychology behind the sale, guys. So this is the first thing. Whether you're going to an in-home or a telesale, you need to be in the correct mind state, right? The correct frame mentally, the correct frame physically, etc. Right? So me, when I'm going to talk to a client, the first thing is you got to understand, sometimes it is hard to really understand this, but you can't worry about the commission first. It can't be about the money. I know it sounds cliche, but it is really true. You know, God, the universe, whatever it is, it doesn't flow in sync when you're worried about the commission right away, right? You need to put the client first, because what we do is important. You're not selling a home. You're not selling cars. It's nothing tangible, right? This is stuff that people are keeping their legacy with us, right? So it's very, very important to understand that, right? And then I'm always going in assuming the close, right? I'm always assuming the close because I've studied insurance and what we do enough to where I'm absolutely confident in everything that I verbalize, everything that I tell the client, because it's 100% factual, and I am always going to be there for them if need be, right? So I feel that just passed my exam yesterday. Oh, Tanner, yes, congratulations, bro. Good stuff, man. So I'm always in the mind frame that I am going to lead the client to the so-called promised land. I am going to put them in the most aggressive position as possible, and that's a good thing. Okay, so let's move forward. So after you make the appointment, mind you, once again, after you making this appointment, it's through a phone. The phone is the gateway to business. You must be dialing these phones on a scheduled, structured time, right? What I always advise my new agents is from 7:45 a.m. till about 12. From 12 to 3, you know, make a sandwich, do whatever you got to do, then back on the phones 3:30 until around 7:30, 8 p.m. Okay, and what that is, that's a normal 8-hour day, 8 to 12, then around 3, 4 to about 8. It's a normal 8-hour workday, right? You would do that for somebody else, do it for yourself. But the way that is going to work is you have to be structured, scheduled, and disciplined. You can't do it one day here, one day here, one day here, because the momentum doesn't build enough for you to really start seeing the fruit, right? To really start seeing the return on your investment of the effort that you put in. It has to be an all the time thing if you want to get to the numbers that we talk about here. Okay. So once again, this is not a phone call, but I'll touch upon that later if you want for script, but this is an in-home clinic. Next, you make the appointment. You show up to the client's house. Firm knock. Really don't ring the doorbell. It's always a knock. Boom, 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 boom. Wait there. Take a couple steps back from the door so you don't seem too threatening. Take a few steps back from the door so they feel comfortable opening that door. Hello? Hey, Tammy, I'm Robert. I'm here for our appointment, with a smile, right? The smile is contagious. It softens up. It softens them up. You seem more approachable, right? Yeah, perfect. And then take one step forward. Taking that one step forward is going to initiate, it's going to initiate the momentum of what's about to happen. So they'll eventually open that door. When you get in, the first thing you're going to ask, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, do you prefer shoes on or off? Right? Imagine if you were in your grandmother's house, right? She'd probably tell you shoes on or off. She probably wants to hear that. And when they hear that from you, it gives you that much more credibility. So do it. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, shoes on or off? It's okay, sweetie. Keep them on. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, perfect. Can we sit at do we have a table that we can sit at, ma'am? I just got to put a couple things out. Yeah. Start walking to that table. Make sure to pay attention to your surroundings, things that you can talk about, etc. You want to make sure you're sitting at a kitchen table or some type of table where actual guys, make sure to mute yourselves. We want to be sitting at a table when you get into the home, because that is going to be the most, it's business. If you're sitting on a couch, it becomes too friendly and they become too comfortable. Yes, you want them to be comfortable, but you don't want them to be comfortable to the point of them telling you, you know what, you did a great job today, but I just need a little time to think about it. Because you're side by side, you're sitting on a couch and they feel that they can say, you know what, you've been so great. Joseph, you've been amazing, but you know what, I need a little time to think about it. Right? No, I wasn't that great. If you have time, if you need time to think about it. Right? So you guys got to find a good in between, a good balance with the client of building rapport, being friendly, and getting down to business. And the kitchen table, allows that sequence of so-called negotiation happen. It's not actual negotiation, but I'm putting that in brackets, in quotes, so-called negotiation. It's more of a business setting. You're there with the insurance license, therefore you're there to do business, and that's get that client protected, right? And then the couch kind of does not allow that sometimes, because you're in the living room, kicking back side by side on a couch. Instead, when you guys are at a table, it's professional, it's real, and you can get down to it. All right. So when we sit down, first thing we're going to do is we're going to sit down. All right, folks, before I get started, you're going to take your Department of Insurance license out alongside a picture of your photo ID, and you just keep it right there. Folks, that is my state license, and then my identification as well. You can find me on the state and government websites, okay? Which is true. They can find you on the local state and government websites. The reason why you want to say that is because local state and government websites are trigger words, right? They're credibility trigger words. Imagine you're sitting with you're sitting somewhere, and then all you hear is blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's me. You can find me on the state and government websites. You're going to feel some type of way about the person sitting in front of you, right? It builds up that credibility. So we want to build up some credibility before we get into what we need to get to. And go ahead and take a picture if you'd like. Majority of the time, they're going to say, no, it's okay. It's okay. I trust you, because you addressed it earlier. You took your credentials out early. What I do is I pull my driver's license away, so I'll just leave this on the side so it's there, because subconsciously they're still looking at the state seal. So I'll leave it right there. All right, folks. So after that, now we're going to find, if you guys are taking notes, first it's credibility with the state license. And then the next one is you're going to find out the why, right? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, so once again, thank you for having me. Majority of families inquire about this is because they don't have any coverage or they need more coverage. Which one do you guys fall into? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, majority of families who request this information is because they don't have any coverage or they need more coverage. Which one do you fall into? Oh, I need more coverage. Perfect. Glad I'm here. I don't have any coverage. Perfect. Glad I'm here. Perfect. I need more coverage. Perfect. Glad I'm here. No, I don't have any coverage. Perfect. Glad I'm here. Regardless the answer, perfect. Glad I'm here. Right? I don't want to work too much and think about too much as well. Right? So those questions, majority of families inquire about this because they need more coverage or they don't have any coverage. Which one would you guys say you are, folks? I don't have any, or I need more. Perfect. Glad I'm here. After that, now we are going to explain the process of what is about to happen. We're going to explain the process. The reason why we're going to sit down and explain the process with the client, because imagine, put yourself in that position. You're sitting with somebody who's about to so-called sell you, and you don't know the time frame. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what else he's going to say. You don't know what the next steps are, etc. You're going to be at a point of unease, right? If you don't explain the process, you are going to be at a point of unease. Therefore, address the elephant in the room and explain to the client the process. So after we find out the why, they don't have any coverage or they need more coverage, perfect, folks. Glad I'm here. So the process is very simple. It's just a quick minute of simplified issued questions, which means they're non-medical, no blood, no urine, anything like that. After that, I'll be able to, I'm going to get some information, and then I'm going to be able to shop all the programs in the nation to find out what's most cost effective for you, because it has to be affordable or else it doesn't make sense. Then obviously what you can actually qualify and enroll in. Then we'll submit an enrollment packet. That takes about a day or two for an approval. Then we'll get an answer. If we do get an approval, hopefully we never have to worry about this again. Is that fair? Yeah, that's fair. Perfect, perfect. And at that point, that's when you take your financial inventory sheet out. If you guys don't have a financial inventory sheet, you can message me. I can send it to you. Message the SkyPoint group. They'll send it to you as well. The financial inventory is pretty much, it's a data analysis of the client profile sheet, you could say. Birthday, do they have anything that acts like life insurance? What medications are they on? Are they smoker, non-smokers? Do they have a bank, credit union, a direct express card? And then you're going to kind of budget them out. Okay, let me get back to why we explained the process, and then I'll go through it fast, very normal, or not fast, normal. We explained the process because a client who is in a mind state that is not unsure, they will have an answer that is unsure. If the client is in a mindset that is not at ease, then they will not give you an answer that is at ease. But if you take their uncertainty and create certainty by already addressing what they're thinking about, which is obviously price, how long this is going to take and what's about to go down, you can put the client in a better state of mind, therefore getting closer and leading the client into an answer that you want, which is agreeing to some type of premium with you. So we find out their why. We addressed how long the process is going to be, what we're going to do. We also addressed that it has to be cost effective, because that's very important, right, Mr. and Mrs. Smith? And then we also tell them we are going to submit an enrollment packet today, and hopefully you get an approval. And that's going to take a day or two anyways. So I addressed all of that, the price, how long it's going to take, all in the beginning. So when we get to the end, we don't have so many rebuttals. So we're addressing everything early so we can earn our right to the close. Remember that every time you're sitting with the client anywhere, you have to earn, EARN. You have to earn your right to the close. You have to earn your right to their business. How do you do that? By taking your time, being thorough, explaining the process to them, giving them eye contact, being confident, and not having commission breath, and leading them to something that's affordable for them. After you do all that and you got the client profile sheet, you got all their information, that's when you're going to turn the page over. If the client's making $2,000 a month, their rent is $800. Car payment is $250. Credit cards are another $300, and then food is another $400. They got like $500 at the end of the month that they save, $400 at the end of the month they save. Roughly, you want to get 8 to 10% of that as their monthly premium, right? So I'm going to have like a $70 payment, an $89 payment, and then a $113 or $124 payment. And I'll turn that around, and I'll have the face amount and then the monthly premium, the face amount and the monthly premium, the face amount and then the monthly premium. Turn it to them. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, if we could get an approval, which one do you feel most comfortable with? And it has to be affordable, because we can always tweak and adjust later. But if we could get an approval, which one do you feel most comfortable with? And don't say nothing. And let it be awkward for a second. You're going to see them thinking, they're going to talk back and forth. If it's husband and wife, et cetera, then majority of time they're going to click. They're going to touch the middle option. They're going to touch that middle option. And after that, perfect. We'll see if we can get an approval. Can I get an identification or driver license, please? And then you go through that, you go through the application and talk about everything else. Now make it a good time. We got through business. Now let's take a little bit of that away because we got it done with. And let's go through that application and be cool about it. And that's it. So I'll do it all again quick. Walk into the house, or you knock on the door, boom, 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 boom. Hello, Mr. Miss Smith. My name is Rob, State Field Underwriter. You should have your badge on. You get an Office Depot. You can go on the FFL swag store, all that. Mr. Miss Smith, my name is Robert. I'm here for our appointment. Take one step forward, initiate it. One step forward, initiate it. And then, shoot, one of my agents is calling. Sorry. Chris, is he on the phone? Chris, call Cody. Call Cody for me. I'm doing the training. Sorry, guys. You know, we got to have our new agents back. They're in at home. So my other guy's calling him. Yeah, so knock, knock. Who's there? My name's Rob. I'm here for our appointment. Perfect. Take one step forward. Initiate you going into their house. They're going to take a step back. They're going to let you in. From there, Mr. Miss Smith, do you prefer shoes on or off? You can keep them on, sweetie. That's fine. Perfect. Perfect. Do we have a table that we can sit at, folks? Yeah, right here while you're walking in. Pay attention to your surroundings, stuff that you could build rapport on. You're keeping it in your subconscious mind so you can use later. Then when you get there, first thing is, you're going to increase your credibility right away before even saying a word. You're going to take your Department of Insurance license out along with your driver license. You're going to keep them both there, and then you're going to say the trigger words. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that's my state license and my identifications where you can find me on the state and government websites. Imagine sitting in front of somebody when they say you can find me on the state and government websites. It increases credibility. From there, put your driver license back. You can keep that right there on the side. And now we're going to get into their why. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, so majority of families who inquire about this is because they don't have any coverage or they need more coverage. Which one do you folks fall into? Oh, we don't have any coverage. Perfect. Glad I'm here. Oh, we need more coverage. Perfect. Glad I'm here. Great, folks. So I am glad I'm here. So the process is very simple, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's about a minute or two of simplified issue questions, which means it's non-medical, no blood, urine, physical, any of that stuff. From there, I'll be able to shop all the programs in the nation to find out what's most cost effective to you, because obviously that's going to be a huge deal here. It has to be affordable or else it doesn't make sense. From there, we'll submit an enrollment packet. That takes about a day or two to see if we qualify. And then from there, we'll have an answer and hopefully you never have to worry about it again. Is that fair? Yes, that's fair. Perfect, perfect. All right, miss. So God forbid, Tammy, if something were to happen to Bobby, how would the situation look for you? You know what? It would be boom, boom, boom. It would be kind of hard. We'd be backed up on bills. I completely understand. Bobby, if something happened to Tammy, God forbid in the next month or whenever, how would it look for you? It would be different. Perfect. So obviously, guys, we can see the urgency on this, right? And obviously, the sooner the better, because this is all based on age and health. Okay. So what we'll do today is, once again, we'll submit an application. We'll find something that's very affordable, and hopefully, you guys never have to worry about this again. Is that fair? Perfect. That's fair. If when you say that's fair and they say that's not fair, that's awkward. They're not going to say that's not fair. Imagine if you said, "Is that fair, folks?" And they said, "No." You look at them like, bruh. Everybody's going to be looking around like that was awkward, right? So they will agree with you by saying, "Is that fair?" You'll see and nod your head when you do that. It's an unconscious thing. They'll start nodding their head as well. Yeah, that's fair. Perfect. Get into the client profile sheet. Find out what their net income a month is. Then see what their major bills are, their rent or mortgage, any credit cards, car payments, and usually roughly how much they have at the end of the month. Roughly they have at the end of the month, you want to make that about 8 to 10% of their monthly premium. 8 to 10% of their monthly premium left over. That should be the premium, 8 to 10% of what they have left over. Because you want it to be very comfortable for them. You don't want the policy to lapse. The business that stays in the books is the real business. There's no point of a client paying $145 a month when they only could have done $75 a month and then it charged back on you. Right? So make it comfortable for them. And that's the main thing. Then from there, find out what budgets them. Tell them, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, if we could get an approval. Remember, you're going to put the face amount monthly premium, face amount, monthly premium, face amount, monthly premium. So it should be 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. If we could get an approval, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it has to, which out of these 3 options would it be? And it has to be affordable because we can always tweak and adjust later. Then they'll choose one. Usually it's going to be the middle option. People feel comfortable with the middle option. Not too high, not too low, right in the middle. Perfect. Can we get a driver license, please? Can you email the client profile sheet? Yeah, we've sent it out tons of times. I'll send it out again for sure. It's on the FFL USA downloads that I sent you, Kathy. But yes, but I'll send it again. And then, yeah, from there, guys, you're just going to go through the application. And then at the end, you're going to tell them, hey, folks, I'm going to give you a call tomorrow. Hopefully we do get this in approval, blah, blah, blah. But anything you guys need, I'm going to be your advisor for life. Okay, let's take a picture together. You take a picture, you send it to them. You build that you want to tighten it up again. Okay, and then also you can leave them I am your policy, and they can leave it on their kitchen table. I mean, kitchen fridge. It shows I am your policy. And then if they ever think about canceling it'll show them what that policy is going to do for them. Exchange numbers, folks. I'm your advisor for life. Anything you ever need, I'm the one to contact. If somebody else contacts you, another insurance person contacts you, honestly, ma'am, don't even give your information again. They're going to have to run your MIB again and go through all the stuff. We've done it. We're good. If you ever need to make tweaks and adjustments or you have questions and concerns, call me. I have my phone on me 24 hours, 7 days a week. Is that fair, folks? All right, guys. So if we do get an approval, you're going to hear from me tomorrow. All right. And then the policy will be here in about 7 to 10 business days. It's going to be from Americo, not America, but Americo. Okay. All right, folks. Any questions? You guys have been such a pleasure, honestly. God bless you both. Anything you need, you know where to find me. And anybody else who needs assistance, please refer them to me. We'll have a gift for you as well. All right, folks. Take care. Gone. I'll leave this up for questions. If anybody has questions, comments, concerns, unmute yourself, text it, do whatever you got to do.
Hey, I have one question, or I have a couple questions. But
Joe Romero, what's up, bud?
Sir. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Go ahead.
Good. Yeah. So my first question is, when are you in the appointment in the in-home? When are you explaining, like exactly what like a whole life is, or a CVO?
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said
product.
You know what? I haven't been in an in-home in a little bit, but I'm glad you said that. After I get the client profile sheet. So imagine everything I just said, and we'll go back to that real quick. So let's say the client ended up being 67 years old, pretty healthy. They got diabetes and high blood pressure. Okay. After I get the client profile sheet and I see their house, now I'm going to build the value in the product. So in that case, I would have been like, all right, folks, so what we are going to go with is going to be a permanent whole life policy. I don't just say whole life because it's too played out. Every agent says whole life. So how are you going to stand out? Let's put another trigger word in there. Mr. and Ms. Smith, this is going to be a permanent whole life process. So that means if we get an approval, you never have to worry about this again. Imagine the ease when somebody hears that. You never have to worry about this again. Okay. So it's going to be a whole life policy, permanent whole life policy. If we do get an approval, you never have to worry about this again. On top of that, after year 1, it's going to accumulate some cash value as well, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So it's going to make you a little bit of money. Also, it has living benefits. God forbid any type of terminal illness like cancer, you'd be able to access thousands of dollars immediately to go out of network and get a different type of treatment that your healthcare doesn't provide, handle last minute affairs while you're alive, go on last vacation, etc. You can do that all while you're alive. And that's called living benefit, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You could say this is the Mercedes-Benz of insurance policies. Okay. So boom. Oh, did I say immediate coverage with that as well? So add the immediate coverage in there. So Mr. and Ms. Smith, it's a permanent whole life policy. So after today, you never have to worry about it again. Also, when the first premium is paid, it goes into effect right away. So God forbid something happened in 6 months or 6 years, you'd be good to go. On top of that, it does have living benefits to it. So God forbid any type of terminal illness like cancer, anything of that, you'd be able to access thousands of dollars immediately to go out of network and get a different type of treatment that your healthcare doesn't provide, handle last minute affairs, go on a last vacation, etc. but also accumulate some cash value for you. So after year one, it's actually going to start to make you some money as well. You can say it's the Mercedes-Benz, the Rolls-Royce, the whatever of insurance policies. Does that make sense? Great. So, ma'am, out of these three options right here, if we could get an approval, which one do you feel most comfortable with? Because we can always tweak and adjust later. And then they'll choose and then proceed. So after the client profile sheet, after you get all the information from the client, that's when you're going to explain the product. And if you guys are fresh and you don't know what product to go to, you should be calling your upliner managers, the person who brought you in. That's who you should be calling really for your first like 15, 20 clients. Third-party validation by calling the person who brought you in or your manager actually looks really good. Okay. And then on top of that, study the grid sheet, study your medications. You know, if you don't have it, ask your manager or whoever, hey, can you send me the final expense and term guidelines? And then study that. And you can even have it with you as well. So after the client profile sheet, that's when you're going to explain to them the product and then find the affordability on their end and then give them three options. I usually do the 3-option close. That's what I go by. Did that help?
Yeah, that helps.
I'm glad you asked that. So every product, especially with Americo, because that's 75% of my business, you should have 2 or 3 good data points on that product before to explain it very nice and easy. Like for Eagle Premier, it's day 1 coverage, builds up some cash value, living benefits, doubles if it's accidental, all that. Mm-hmm. So that's always a boom, 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 boom. They hear all this good stuff about it. They're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Right. And Eagle Premier Americo has accidental built into it. So when I give them a 3-option close and it's just 10 grand, I put 10,000 natural, 10,000 accidental for a total of up to $20,000 for X amount of dollars. So here it'll say natural 10 grand, accidental 10 grand, and then the payment at the bottom. 15,000 natural, 15,000 accidental, and then the payment. 20,000 natural, 20,000 accidental, and then the payment.
Gotcha. Yeah, that helps. And then, so I feel like the biggest thing that I've been struggling with lately in my in-home, just sending in that application during that appointment. Because I feel like the biggest thing I run into is, they don't want to do it. They want to
about it.
I get the think about it objection, and I know how to respond to that, but I'm not talking about like I'll think about it. I'm saying like something comes up, like they don't have their banking information or like stuff like that makes them want to put it off.
Okay, perfect. So what, they can't find their routing or account number?
Yeah.
Okay. The routing number, here's a trick. You can find the routing number on Google. You can find every routing number in the world or in America on Google. So let's say they have Bank of America. You type in Bank of America routing number, San Bernardino, California, or Los Angeles, California, or Colorado, or wherever you're at. The routing number will pop up right there, folks. And then your account number. Oh, I don't know. Do you have any voided checks? Do you have online banking? Okay, no problem. Let's take a few minutes and we'll call the bank right now. So everything is figure outable if you allow it to be, right? And then the confidence on your end, and then the structure in the beginning on your end will be a testimony on how many times you get that. See, like, I don't want to put it on myself, but I will, because I only can talk for myself right now. I don't deal with that. Right? What you're going through, I don't deal with it. Did I deal with it in the beginning? Yes. Yeah. But then you learn, you look back at your performance, you tweak and adjust. You've seen what you could have done different. You've seen how you could have had a smoother transition and a more professional transition and a more confident flowing transition to where the people in front of you, even if they don't know their account and routing number, they're going to find it because they trust you. Now, take a look at your performance every time you go into a home and see what you could be doing for all these little hurdles to get out of the way. Whether it's sitting down every morning, every evening, looking in the mirror and practicing a pitch, looking at this video again, studying, and you got to find your own groove So when you get to that point, it's not there. And you got to do it so many times that you don't even have a stutter in there. You're not, it's not, then from there, we'll submit an app, and then we'll get an approval, and then I'll call you tomorrow. See, if I said it like that, first of all, nobody on this call is going to stay on and listen to me. Secondly, the client isn't really going to buy from me that many times. Obviously, you're going to have some laydowns. The client will say yes. But when you want to make this consistent and have closing ratios of 8 out of 10s and getting to those numbers, you got to practice your craft, right? So you become so structured and smooth that when you do go in for the close, it doesn't even feel like a sale. It just flowed so properly that you guided the client to get coverage. You want it so smooth that even the account and routing number, when they say, I don't know my bank information, no problem, ma'am. Who do you bank with? Wells Fargo. Actually, what auto-populates here for Wells Fargo or whatever is 00000000000. So we got that. We just got to find the account number. You know those bank statements that you get in the mail every month? Can you hand me one of them? I'll find it for you, and you can save it so you have it for your records. Oh, I don't have one. Perfect, ma'am. Do you have any voided checks, any checks that you have laying around anywhere? Can you bring that to me? It'll be there. I don't have it. No problem. Do you have online banking, obviously, right? Because if you don't have paper statements and you have no checks, there's no way you can be banking. You have online banking, correct? Perfect. Do you mind opening your app, ma'am? Click checking and the account number will be there. Oh, I don't have that either. No problem, ma'am. It's 2:30. You know what? We have perfect time. Let's go ahead and call that bank together and we'll get that account and routing number. Is that fair? Great, great. Yeah, no, absolutely. That Laker game was incredible. You know what? I know. So they're going to ask for your social. Just give them your social and we'll get that account number so you have it for yourself as well. That was 4 or 5 different type of I can't find my account numbers, and there's an answer to every one. There's an answer to everyone. But when they ask that, do you fall away? And in your mind, you're like, fudge, again. Again. Or, no, you know what, I'm gonna be an adult about this, and we're gonna get this account and routing number because I'm sick and tired of this. No problem, man. If we don't have this account and routing number, your life is not protected. So do you have any bank statements? Do you have online banking? You know what? Let's take 5 minutes and go in and call the bank to get that accounting number. And when you say it like that and you're that confident, and that might take some time, okay, but that's why you book more appointments so the numbers can be in your favor. But when you get to that point of understanding and confidence, all these little things don't start to happen, but you got to believe it in yourself. You got to believe that you have the same tenacity and confidence that I do, that Steven does, that whoever does, right? You guys, you have to believe that in order for those results to happen, right? So that was a long answer, but you got the gist of it. Be efficient, confident, and fluid enough to where those objections rarely happen. And when they do happen, you have a strong answer to combat it. Because if you leave there and the client's not protected, you did both of yourselves a disservice. They're not protected and you didn't get paid. Nobody won. But the beauty about this industry is if you get paid, that means they got protected. And if they got protected, that means you got paid. So it works no matter what. There's no negative to what we do. Okay?
Yeah, that was a good answer. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else, ladies and gents? What do we got on here? Sam's on here. I think Kathy left. Sam, we're going to have a training Saturday morning as well. So make sure to look in the Telegram. And then tomorrow, guys, I have my training. If you guys want to get on 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can follow the FFL Frontline Instagram page or YouTube page. I'll tag SkyPoint in there as well so they can check that out. But Steven and the whole SkyPoint group, thank you once again for having me on. Guys, make sure to follow the SkyPoint page as well. Pretty much every day there's some type of training, guys, right? And the in-home clinics are every Thursday between 12 and 1 Pacific Standard Time, 12 and 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we have trainings all day, every day, guys. So at the end of the day, it's just, the work ethic and the structure that you guys have. that will get you into the position to win. All right, guys, if you have any questions, you can follow me on Instagram at Rob Kakish, ROBKAKISH, Rob Kakish. Any questions, feel free to reach out. But nonetheless, guys, it's Q4. Today's the first day of fall, a few months till the end of 2022. Look at yourself in the mirror, find out what you want to accomplish by the end of the year, and just do better than you did yesterday. All those small wins do add up. All right, guys, God bless. Drink your water, eat healthy, work out, work hard. We'll see you on the other side. Take care, everybody.